Hello and welcome back to the Fire Emblem playthrough with me, the Jonin Monkey.
And me, a very cold Sven the Crusader.
Yeah, it's snowing right now, where Sven is.
Yeah. Trust me, you don't envy me.
Yeah. Well, enough of freezing cold old Crusaders. We are now in the final chapter of the prologue, so, yeah, begin epic final battle music or whatever.
Yeah.
Although, actually having said that, the world map music isn't really that exciting.
No, it really isn't, especially considering this isn't very epic. We're just, going through, mercilessly killing mooks.
Pretty much, yeah. I think that, actually, that's probably the one thing that's a bit lacking in the prologue, so that the final chapter doesn't really have a lot of epicness, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was that epic, but there was that, like that cheery, upbeat theme in the cutscene before this, but then you just get to this map, which is more annoying than anything else.
Yeah, there's not much really to say except mooks.
Yes.
Gotta love them.
Yeah, the one thing I can say about this chapter is, as I was constantly dancing around the bush thing last time, it limits your movement as much as possible, because not only are there mountains and trees, which always limit your movement, but then there's rain, which reduces the movement of all units by about a couple of squares. I forget how much.
Yeah, it sucks, basically.
Pretty much. So, essentially, unless you send someone like Florino over to take out some of the mooks, you're going to be spending most of this chapter crawling along at the pace of a zombie snail, just trying to reach the...
Yeah. It's a trawl, basically. Until it stops raining.
Yeah.
For about 5 seconds on this map.
Yeah, it will keep raining on this map. I think that this is the chapter where it rains the most. I forget how many other chapters there are where it rains.
1, and it snows on that one.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, once you suffer the most like cavalry units, I don't quite understand why though, because I'm not 100% sure why their horses would be most affected by rain.
Well, yeah, that actually makes sense. I can understand the generals being reduced to 1 square, but
yeah, the general
horses not really.
Yeah, the generals, yeah, that makes a heck of a lot more sense. Although, actually, speaking from personal experience, Wallace is going to have to spend a long day cleaning all the water off so that it doesn't rust.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Although, random fun fact, I swear I saw somewhere, I think it was a house on this level that said that nomads are less susceptible to rain.
Yeah.
I don't recall.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. I think, yeah, the house is on this map. I don't think I visited it though. I think I missed it.
Who visits houses after their first playthrough anyway?
I think, I think the reason why I didn't visit that house is because it's like literally the first few squares, and frankly I wanted to press on before it started raining.
I don't think any of us blame you.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was lucky.
Yeah. Almost killed by the archer, but now thankfully we can now move on and either kill it, and there we go.
See ya, Mook. We won't miss you.
Never do. Okay, so now that the rain's finally stopped, we can finally move on. Although, I said that it's going to take the units a long time to catch up with Florida, though. So.
That's typically how it usually is. Very redundant, Sven. Anyway, that's typically how it is.
Yeah. And like I said, in the last chapter, you can send Florida over. It usually makes it a lot easier, but of course, to do that, you have to A, be very careful where you place her, and B, level up considerably, because she will take a lot of damage, hence why I'm now trying to get her as far away from the enemies as possible.
Especially considering there is a brigand on the loose.
Yeah. Florina doesn't last for very long against brigands.
Yeah, I think her introduction said that.
Yeah. Although, having said that, if memory serves, I did use it to kill one bandit boss, so that's...
Yeah, and it was the very same guy she landed on, too.
Yeah.
That was humorous.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah. So, basically, the next few... Oh, god damn it, my language is really failing me today. Basically, the next few towns and villages is below. Generally, what you have to try... generally, they're giving you more powerful weapons to allow you to fight against Lundgren, although it might have been useful slightly earlier in the game, but never mind.
Yeah, although, let's be honest, I've only found about one or two of their weapons to actually be useful against them.
That is true. Also, to get across, you see that there we had to take down what's called a snag, which is essentially an old tree, and for some reason it has 8 HP, so yeah, just attack it like normal and it will eventually become a bridge.
Yeah, and also, we're on speed!
Yeah, and after all that, we finally get down to the bottom. And... okay, oh yeah, this old lady gives you an energy ring, which basically just increases the attacking power of one of the, one of your units. And for the record, you never actually see me use it, but I give it to Florina, because I'm a Pegasus Knight fanboy, I admit.
Well, it's not like she can't use it.
Yeah, well, everyone can really use it, just give it to your favorite unit, or just a unit you think needs an extra strength boost.
So basically, Florina.
Pretty much, yes. I would give it...
There's nothing like a flying shock trooper with more strength.
Definitely. Because while Pegasus Knights are useful, they do tend to start off with a low amount of strength.
Yeah, so you're training them up on nothing but weak panzified little swordsmen.
Pretty much, yes. Or archers and the mages that can't defend themselves, won't it?
Yeah, basically anything that can't fight properly.
Yeah, that's usually the best way to train a guy up. So yeah, the final battle should be more epic, but it's not, sadly.
Yeah, all Lundgren all Lundgren can do is send more cavaliers after us, and we just chomp them up.
Pretty much. At least now the units are finally getting within striking distance of them now, and Florina's not doing all the work.
Yeah, let's be honest, she pretty much cleared the whole map for us.
Yeah. Although, like Sven said, the constant cavalier reinforcements will keep coming out of the fort, so the best strategy for now is to have a small group make their way towards the forts and stand on them just so the enemy doesn't come out.
Oh, I just personally wait them out, keep killing them all for extra experience, then leave.
Yeah, that's probably the best we can do, actually.
Because eventually they do stop, at least I think so. Yeah. Unlike rain, they do stop.
Yeah, rain will keep happening throughout this chapter. It will never happen for quite as long spells as it did the first time, but it will delay for a turn or so, and then it just gets so dull.
Yeah, and if personal experience is anything to go by, and I already see you, Fire, and I already see you, Stat fanboys, yes, personal experience means something, anyway.
Yeah.
But if personal experience is anything to go by, eventually the rain gets to the point that it starts raining and never stops.
Yeah. That's something I'd rather not find out about.
Yeah, trust me, you don't want to. On my first ever playthrough, it started right about where you are right now.
Yeah.
And I progressed slowly.
Yeah. Actually, kind of thinking of it, but on nearly all of our first playthroughs, you're not doing quite as well as you're doing right now. I mean, here, both Will and Kent were gone.
That's nowhere near as bad as mine,
Yeah.
trust me. Through here, let's see. Sarah Kent Sane. Will.
Oh.
Let's see who else. Matthew, Dorcas, pretty much everybody but Mills, Wallace, Lynn, and Ralph.
Oh, yeah.
And none of them had weapons.
What the hell did you manage that? I would say something, but that just the sheer idea that you somehow managed to get units around weapons.
Yeah, the only one who had any weapons worth a damn was Wallace, so basically, I had to waste all my experience sending him forward to eat all the hits, until I got to the armory, where he sold me useless weapons.
Yeah. Well, pretty much, yeah. Actually, there is one side thing. They're all effective against Lundgren, but only certain units can use them, and they have to level up those units considerably to...
Yeah, that, and they're good against pretty much nothing else because they're heavy. You only get about one attack off per round with them.
Yeah.
And everything else may as well get double attacks on you.
But apart from that, it's essential!
Yeah. Well, thankfully, by the time I got down there, Wallace had pretty much eaten everything.
Yeah, but...
It shudders to make me think that I actually used that.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, I forgot to mention, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but basically, in this prologue, if a unit HP reaches 0, they disappear throughout the rest of the prologue. In this case, they only get about, they only get injured and then have to go off screen for a short time, only to come back in part 2. In the actual main game, if they go to HP, they will die and not come back, unless they're important to the story, but...
Yeah. And guess who didn't learn from this first experience?
Well, to be fair, the same thing happened to me as well. I think actually several good men died at the hands of my incompetence and not...
Yeah, I didn't learn from the prologue, and I think I ended up repeating history.
Yeah.
But
now we're running out of time, so that was me, the Jelly Monkey.
And me, Sven the Crusader. Oh, I was such a noob.